Hello friends, welcome back to the channel that aims to give you writing tips for your short stories, books, and role-playing adventures. In today's video, we're going to look at writing scary stories and give you some practical writing tips. Writing scary stories and horror is all about invoking an emotional response in your audience, usually through dread, terror, or horror, or a mixture of all of the above. It is incredibly diverse, from cosmic horror to jump scares. However, the best kind of horror is the kind that gets the audience to fill in the blanks and play on their feelings. This helps to create a sense of uneasiness and a primal fear which stretches beyond the conscious mind and feeling that most of us associate with fear. Let's look at some practical writing tips that you can follow, but first please hit that like button if you've liked this video so far, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And stick to the end to get some horror writing prompts that I've created for you, as well as a book recommendation from some modern masters of horror storytelling. Tip number 1, be aware of the setting. I've mentioned this in previous videos on suspense and concepts of horror in fiction, linked above and in the description. Strong horror writing needs a vivid location. This is because the audience needs a strong impression of the environment you are creating for the horror story that you are writing on the page. And this requires a full use of the senses too, including olfactory details as well. Make sure to describe the scenes that you create as vibrant as you can. Tip number 2, use what you are afraid of. Using your own fears and feelings of the things that you're afraid of is an incredibly powerful tool that you have as a writer. For example, if you are scared of being lost at sea and what may be lingering underneath the surface of the sea, use that fear in your writing. Throw that protagonist onto a small island, waking up and not remembering why they are there. Their clothes are torn, their phone is broken. They have to piece together their broken memories as well as build up the resources and the courage to face their fears head on by trying to escape. Tip number 3, Lovecrafts fear of the unknown. I have spoken about this in my cosmic horror video, but Lovecraft's fear of the unknown is a staple in the industry. But even though it is commonly used, it is still an incredibly effective tool in producing horror in your stories and creating tension. This is because people are predisposed to have a sense of uneasiness, of fear when they cannot control the situation that they are in or be able to get the answers to the questions that they seek. This can actually be a very powerful technique in creating panic and dread, not only in your characters, but in your audience too. Tip number 4, vary your sentence lengths. Short sentences will cause your audience to take more pauses, more breaths. This naturally disrupts their train of thought, and it can help to build up the sense of tension because they're constantly getting interrupted from continuing to read further. This might seem like a very silly tip, but try it. It really works. Tip number 5, avoid horror cliches. Breeding vampires, slow-moving zombies, pentagrams and candles. Please try to avoid pulling inspiration from the most iconic and favorite of stories in the industry. Instead, try to subvert these cliches and create something more original instead. For example, instead of a pentagram of salt and candles, you need an arcane symbol created out of fresh prawns and lamp oil to set fire to. This will help ward off against the deep one attacks. Right, let's look at some writing prompts that I've created to hopefully give you a bit of inspiration. A man wakes up one morning with all of his toes nibbled off during the night. Too painful to walk, he must try and find help, but something gets in his way. A woman receives a call in the middle of the night. She doesn't answer and awakens to a voice message left from her dead father. Could it be? An accountant is busy finishing up the books for a publishing company while her colleagues go off to a party. However, she discovers that someone secretly stayed behind and has been watching her for hours. A priest performs his evening mass only to discover that there is only a single man in what looks like bloodied clothes. A small girl grows up in a normal suburban house until she slowly realizes that the wine her parents have been giving her is actually blood. 2 thieves come across the decaying remains of an Easter Bunny celebration in an old warehouse. They start looting, realizing that the old, dirty Easter Bunny costume they saw at the entrance is no longer there, and they can't get out. Hopefully that gives you some nightmare fuel, or at least some nightmares. To summarize, be aware of your settings. Use all of the senses to describe it. Use your own fears in your stories. Use Lovecraft's fear of the unknown. Vary your sentence lengths to interrupt your audience's flow of thought. Avoid horror cliches and instead subvert and twist them. I hope this has stirred up your mind engine to help you produce some pure works of terrible horror. If you're looking to write more horror or thriller fiction, please check out my writing and storytelling playlist, where I have a ton of writing resources available for you. And definitely check out the book that I recommend called Where the Nightmares Come From. It is written by modern masters of horror: Clive Barker, Joe R. Lansdale, and Ramsey Campbell. You'll thank me later. Link in the description. And please don't forget to like the video, subscribe so you don't miss out on future content, and please share this with friends who are thinking about writing horror or thriller stories for books, short stories, or role-playing campaigns. Thank you for watching, and happy writing!